You spent a day training with the Taekwondo team. Did you pick up anything secret you might be flashing on Saturday night?
We'll have to see.
And you've fought a lot in the UK before. Now there's, like, you're doing media scrums, open workouts. It was unheard of for you before. What's that done for your confidence, knowing that you were practically retired and then you got the call for the UFC? It must be a great turnaround in your career.
I mean, this has been just a huge bonus for me. I think the opportunity to fight in the UFC is something I never thought would come around, and just to be here now is being part of this and the whole experience. That's privilege. Whatever happens on Saturday night, that's just a bonus for me. It's the experience of it.
So you said being a part of it is the experience, but 135 isn't your natural weight class. Have you heard any rumours maybe the UFC are bringing in a lower weight class? Would you jump at that opportunity? Are you the first person that says, yes, let me get down?
There's always rumours, I don't know what the plans are. We'll have to see. The opportunity did come up. I'm sure we'd certainly look at it.
And finally, the last time I spoke to you, you had just defeated Ashling Daly in Dublin for Cage Warriors. You then went on to the ADCC and in Nottingham. What's the difference between that, competing for ADCC, training for that, and then trying to revert it back to mixed martial arts? Because there's a scoring system in grappling. Unfortunately, there isn't one in MMA.
I mean, obviously, it's a bit of a different game, submission grappling. I enjoy it as a sport in its own right. I think there's a certain amount of crossover, but obviously there's differences as well, and it's important to be aware of those differences.
And finally, are you offering any tips for fighters in the back? You're you're a qualified osteopath. You might see someone with poor posture. They might say they have a back pain. Rosie comes along. Oh, I can sort you out.
During fight week, I'm pretty much focused on me. I get pretty self-centered around this point before a fight. But outside of fight week, who knows?
And one final thing, great exposure for you throughout this. BBC, UTV, everybody wants a piece of Rosi Sexton. Have you noticed the increase from MMA websites that are looking for interviews? It's not just the nationals anymore, the national newspapers.
I mean, there's been quite a lot of media interest, definitely, in this fight, and in my last fight as well. Actually, I think before I flew out to Canada, there was a lot of interviews and press attention. So, I mean, that's been something to get used to as well. I think it's all part of the job at this level. It's something that I think comes with practice.
Rosi, this week, the fight in Manchester.